Hello and welcome back to 922. We will be continuing where we left off, which, if you recall, is after Spencer, Ian, went on a little university event run type thing. And I believe that Ian didn't really expect Spencer to show up, and I'm pretty sure that Ian himself didn't really know why they had showed up because they looked super uncomfortable. But yeah, it was supposed to be like a tour of the university the first time that it rains, which, I mean, I guess is very reliant on it raining. But yeah, that was definitely university life. Prior to that though, Spencer had a discussion with, I believe his name is Andrew, about what exactly happened in relation to the body that was found and in relation to this fake's, I think it was Mr. Fisher, the person that was pretending to be like a politician or whatever. And it appears that Andrew either does or doesn't actually know anything. They appear to be very cagey about what happened. They say that although they appear to be very, not connected, but like super into what's going on, they are just sort of like a student who's just doing what they're told, which, I mean, could be believed because they are a student, but Spencer doesn't appear to believe that, or doesn't believe that Andrew doesn't actually know more than they're letting on, which, I mean, I'm of the boat too that believes that Andrew is probably hiding something. What it is, we don't know yet. Also, I'm already blanking on their name. The guy with the antlers, the really tall dude that likes to smoke a lot. He appears to have been the friend with the person that was strangled, and that sort of roped Spencer into like just trying to help him investigate what actually happened. And also, the tunnel is now being guarded, but also Antler Dude, whose name I'm blanking on, decided to steal some stuff from one of the guards, I guess. So yeah, that's what we're probably going to have to be dealing with now. This is also happening very, very fast, actually. As I said before, I thought it was going to be a little bit longer, but in reality, we already did chapters 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6, and now I guess we'll be doing 7, 8, 9. We'll see, depending on if those end up being longer. But anyway, so yeah, without further ado, let us continue 922. I bite down extra hard on the end of my pen. I wish that it would explode. I would jump up, spitting out ink all over the place, make a scene. That would surely distract me. Keep me from thinking about the damn backpack all day. Police were on campus this morning. I watched them stop students at random. People who wore hoodies, people who were like tall. I've been giving them a wide berth, but with all the rumors flying around about me, I expect them to start asking about short, sleepy idiots all day now as well. How do we find a tangent to a curve, Spencer? You've done it just a couple of questions ago. Are you still with me? Yeah. Give me a moment to think. At what point does a tangent line to such and such curve at so-and-so point intersect with the y-axis? That's what the whiteboard says, in Andrew's handwriting, in all caps. So far, I've confirmed that so-and-so point really does exist on such and such curve. Which means that Andrew isn't fucking with me for a change. Probably. I think. How can everyone be so cool with it? Kurt was, Ian was, and now Andrew is as well. Actually, I don't know how much trust to put into what Kurt said, and Andrew was helping him out. If he did though, man, serial killers have got nothing on Andrew's poker face. Hang on just a little longer, our time is almost up. Faculty could have really made my life easier here. Spent the past couple of days trying to find tutors on the faculty website, even called useless-ass tech support. When I finally enter all the right boxes and select the right combination of checkboxes, what do I find? The group of available Cal tutors consists of only one person, and that person just so happens to have recently flashed me their dick. Would you like to share your thought process with me again, Spencer? I realize it feels silly, but I find that voicing it out really helps. Maybe I could still find someone else. Ask my academic advisor? Andrew will probably hear about it, but at this point it's a bit too late to start taking his feelings into account. Or do you want to stop for the day? That's fine too. Yeah. I mean, please. It only takes me a couple of seconds to toss my textbooks and stationery into my bag, so I'm forced to watch awkwardly as Andrew cleans up the room. He's spritzing at the whiteboard from a little bottle of cleaner and wiping it off with a towel. I don't think that he's making any progress. The thing was already right near pristine. So... how fucked am I? He half turns his head back at me to speak. Well, it shows that you've missed quite a lot of material. We've made a good progress today though, despite what I think that you must feel. Yeah? Yes. You have a good head on your shoulders, Spencer. I can tell. Shucks. I bet you say that to all the ladies. I do, but in your case, it's sincere. Was that a joke? Truth be told, by coming here, you already put yourself ahead of the curve. In what way? Calculus is tough. It's rare when a student does not have trouble with it. We do try to get the message across that one should reach out to us when struggling, but you'd be surprised at how few students actually do. It's not cheap. That's true, but I wonder if that's really the crux of the matter. Remember that most freshmen enroll straight out of high school. Were you to ask me, I'd say that most of them don't yet understand that it's up to them to seek help. I certainly did not, at that age. Tell me, Spencer, do any of your other classes trouble you as much as calculus does? No. Thanks. I'm all good. Alright. How do I phrase this? We've started on the wrong foot. I understand that. And I'm sorry. I truly am. But could you please at least try to cooperate? Despite whatever we had between us, it is still my duty to counsel students, and not to toot my own horn, I think I do a fairly good job. Is there anything that you need help with, Spencer? Academically, I mean. What's the point of this? The only thing that I need right now is to go home. And he's only asking this because he's probably read my records and knows that all my grades are shit. Do you know what's up with Ian? That's not for me to... Actually, what do you mean? Not quite the reaction that I was going for, but I'll mark the diversion down as a success. Ian's been gone all week. I called him and he's saying that he isn't sick. And I couldn't get him to say what he was skipping class for. You're his, what was it that Ian called him? Family friend? And I don't mean to pry if it's anything too private, but... What? Nothing. I'm just happy to see that you care about Ian so much. He's like a brother to me, you know. It's not anything too private to my knowledge, no. Ian never tried to hide it. Did you ever wonder why Ian can't move his tail? You didn't notice that, right? With all the tail wagging that you do. Never looked at it too closely. I wag my tail the socially acceptable amount. Ian had been involved in a traffic accident a few years ago. His back got hurt and his tail was left paralyzed, partially. During the run last week, he had overworked himself and had to take a few sessions of physiotherapy as a result. I visited him at home just a couple of days ago. It looks like he's doing well. Oh. That's good to hear. Doesn't explain why he wouldn't tell me, but I stopped myself a little too late. Spencer. My back stiffens up. It's like a hawk looking down on a hare. During the run, have you noticed Ian acting somewhat tense around you? No. No way. What do you mean? Didn't he seem a bit nervous to you? I think that the only person who wasn't nervous was you. You big weirdo. No offense. Is he implying that Ian wouldn't tell me about his spine injury because... what? We aren't doing this. Ah, so you could tell. Tell what? Could you do me a big favor? I would personally appreciate it if you had a short talk with him. You know, to clear things up. You do it. Pardon? You said that he's like a brother to you, right? Then you do it. That's... I mean, I can't. Why not? Because I'm not... Not what? You know. I don't. He's bluffing. I have no idea why he'd be asking me to have a talk with Ian, but there is no way that he knows that I suck dick. Oh, thank God. Just a minute. It's 7:05. This must be whoever's using this classroom next. I know it's a bit awkward, Spencer, so I won't press the issue any further. However, please do consider what would happen if you leave this little issue unresolved. Just as Andrew is about to open the door, the handle turns and Professor Reed's head pokes in. He looks past Andrew, his eyes narrow when they settle on me. Evening, Mr. Swain. Good evening, Professor. Park. Reed doesn't try to hide that he's standing behind me and the exit. Hello? Sociology is the one class for which I never regret taking the back row. Reed lectures by mumbling what's written in the textbook onto the board. He doesn't take attendance, never addresses the students. Ask a question and he'd make sure that you regret it for the rest of the class. He stares me down as if this is the first time that he sees me since the day of the murder. Wouldn't be surprised if it is. How can we help you, Professor? Professor? Quiet, Park. I'm trying to think. This is stupid. A toddler would be able to see through Reed's little scare tactics. My heart picks up the pace nonetheless. Find any more corpses lying around? Spencer, Jesus, Park. Reed wets his lips before speaking. Do you remember Mr. Nelson Fisher? The speaker that went missing the day of the murder. What about him? I was asked to arrange an introduction between the two of you. Terrible idea were you to ask me, but I'm not the one calling the shots. His gaze drops for a split second as he adjusts the cuff of his sleeve. Don't be lippy with him. He's not affiliated with the Institute in any shape or form. None of us would be able to help if you get on its bad side. That's all. Need a special invitation, Park. Hang on. Now? Suddenly, I'm drowning. Spencer Swain, I presume? Haha, of course you are. The resemblance is uncanny. You look just like that David kid. Give it here. My hand is in his hand. Pleasure is all mine. Now, Spencer. Can I call you Spencer? Is that all right? Yeah. Not much of a talker, are you? As I was saying, I wanted to take a couple of minutes out of your day to chat about David Johnson. I know. You just want to forget all about it. I'm right there with you. Believe me when I say it. The feds finally left me alone only last week. That fine with you? You good to talk? Yes. Great. Now, I don't know if you've been following the case, so let's both get up to speed, shall we? David Johnson gets his neck wrung out. Some hack journalist gets bribed by an unknown to misreport it on the news. The local chief deputy conducts investigations in secret, and after that, the county gets involved. I'm with the county, so things get a bit personal when they start pointing their fingers at me. So far, so good? Yes. Now, Spencer, this is where it gets a little ugly, so I need you to pay attention. A little birdie told me that you've been doing some nosing around on your own. You, Kurt Abrams, and Andrew Park. You know those two, right? Sometimes boys your age get ideas about how things should work. I get it. Everyone wants to be the hero. I'd know. But let me level with you. This isn't about you, or about justice, or whatever else reason you might think that you might have. It's some kid who found himself at the wrong place at the wrong time, and some lowlife that happens to know how to hide real well. I've taken over the investigation over on the county side, see? And the last thing that I need is a bunch of college students running around between my legs. Got it, Spencer? I hope that I made myself clear. Every bone in my body, every piece of meat or skin or guts, they're all screaming. That's the killer. That's him. Spencer. Hey. Hey. How much sugar do you want? 3. 3? I got Coke in the fridge if you want that instead. No thanks. I need the caffeine. I'm in way over my head. Nelson Fisher. He made it abundantly clear that he knows everything. Whoever he is, though, he's right. This isn't about me. God, it never was about me. I'm only a part of it because Kurt asked me to be. I want out. I want Kurt out too. The syrupy aroma of supermarket coffee outcompetes the stench of cigarette smoke that used to pervade the room. The mug stamp in my hand and the thermostat's way up. Kurt had presumably decided to boil off his flu. Still, I can't remember the last time anyone made me anything. I guess this is his way of thanking me for bringing him my notes. Thank you. What do I even do with this? Bring it up in casual conversation? Hey Kurt, good news! I've just confirmed that David really did get murdered. This old, important-looking guy told me right before threatening that he'd kill me if I keep helping you out. He didn't use those exact words, but I think that he would, since I have a pretty good hunch that it was him that killed your friend. Fuck. I should warn Kurt that Fisher's coming for him at least. So, how come you get to have a whole-ass kitchen? You live alone here? No roommates? Kurt places his own mug on the coffee table before settling down onto the couch. Yeah, it's just me. It's pretty nice. Never thought you'd be the type into feng shui. Don't look too much into it. It came furnished like this. He says that, but there sure isn't a speck of dust on his monitor or his desk. There are headphones stacked on top of the computer case, their cases bundled up in a neat little loop. My parents helped out with paying for this place. Oh, that's cool of them. Yeah, I only pay half the rent. You want to keep scanning? I took my notebook out of the flatbed scanner, flip a page, and then put it back. What about you? You still tolerating the dorms? They aren't that bad. I have my very own shower and everything. Really? How many times did the water go out? Just a couple of times so far. You don't mind the noise? It's not that bad most days. I heard that there was a bed bug infestation in one of the buildings. That didn't affect you at all? Listen, not all of us can be Mr. Moneybags over here with his nice living room and warm showers. I'm just saying, it's not that much more expensive. Your parents don't help you out at all? My mom does, yeah. Just your mom? My dad's dead. It's fine, by the way. He died when I was a kid. The coffee's still too hot. I turn a page, click the button, hit save. Turn a page, click the button, hit save. Feels like I've sat on this exact chair and stared at this exact monitor for weeks. Sorry. About what? Oh, right, well, don't be. He was kind of a piece of shit. Ah, damn it, that one slipped out. My bad, didn't mean to kill the mood. Saw someone who reminded me of him the other day, is all. He didn't hurt you or anything, did he? No, it's nothing like that. I kinda hate telling the story because whenever I tell people about him, they end up thinking that he's God's gift to Earth, but... The short of it is that he tried donating a kidney to a complete stranger and died as they were pulling it out. All of my grandparents died either before I was born or when I was too young to remember them, so my mom and I were left completely alone. He was always pulling shit like this. Serves him right. Damn. How old were you? I was 10. There, all done. Huh. Who's this? Kurt straightens up to look at what I'm pointing at. That's me and Isaac. It's from a road trip that we took to Chicago right after graduating from high school. We went to check out their new Big Bean. It was nice. It's a nice photo. What? Huh? Oh, no. He was my boyfriend at the time. Right, I can see that. Good on you, you know? Finally, some good fucking news. So you aren't together anymore? Nah. Fuck yes. Actually, have a good one for you. Want to hear my sob story now? Sure. Isaac cheated on me. Oh. Yeah, with my twin sister. Oh. Yeah. Thought you'd be into it. She got him to follow her into her room while we were all hammered out of our minds. There isn't much more to it. Isaac and I are cool now. Though I don't talk to my sister anymore. Oh, yeah, nah, don't apologize. She's kind of a piece of shit. How about you? You with someone? Every conversation that I have these days is a fucking minefield. No. It's been a while for me. Didn't have a partner since high school either, yeah. A partner? You had many of them? 2 or 3? 2 or 3? 2. Why did I say that? Spencer. It's okay if you're a virgin. You got 3 years of college for that to get fixed. I'm not a virgin. Kurt. Really? I had 2 partners in high school, 2 girls. Huh. Oh, come on. Just what kind of loser do you think I am? A lying one. I know you're gay. Good on you. Do you listen to yourself? God. Damn it. Or bisexual, I guess. How do you know I'm gay? Are you serious? Just tell me. You actually don't know? Everyone knows but me, apparently. I had my suspicion before, but... Ooh. He looks like I just given him a winning lottery ticket. During the run last week. I mean, besides how you went into shock when you saw my dick. Oh god. Well, whenever we stop. Let's say it was hard to miss. If you stood far enough away. Kill me now. Fucker bursts out laughing and immediately launches into a coughing fit. Good. I'm glad that he's having fun. Jesus fucking Christ. Ugh, this must be what Andrew was on about. Okay, yeah, sure, fine. I'll apologize to fucking Ian. God. Jose Ramos. We broke up on the 4th of July, 2003, at 7:45 p.m. Kurt then poured himself a glass of water. Huh? And Alex Sullivan. He broke up with me on August 2nd, 2004, at 10:11 a.m. They were my high school partners. Happy? Who was the third young lady? Oh, fuck off. Kurt chokes on his water. Why are you like this, Spencer? Would have been perfectly fine if you just told him outright. Weren't you unable to tell if you and someone else were a thing? I wasn't, but I guess I'm dead set to keep on digging my own grave. Kurt's giggling, choking stops abruptly. I guess. David? Sorry if that was out of line. I couldn't tell if David was interested. I knew him for only a couple of weeks. What was he like? Kurt sighs. The sound of a pack of cigarettes opening and closing comes out muffled from under his blanket. He was all right. It was him that did all the research on the bomb shelter. To be honest, I just kinda sat next to him and watched. It was nice to see someone get so excited about something that I was into, you know? Right? What was he like? I don't know. Smart, funny, kinda guy. Knew when to keep his damn mouth shut. Nothing like me then. Nothing like you. Though you and him do have one thing in common. What is it? Neither of you would ever tell me shit. Ian is the world's greatest driver. We're cruising 30 in a 35-mile-per-hour zone, tight against the right side of the road. His gaze is calm. It lets go of the road only to check on the rear view mirrors, each in its respective turn. Left hand solid on the wheel, right hand loose on the gear stick. I didn't realize manual cars still existed this side of the millennium, but the ride is so clean that had I not been sitting right next to Ian, I wouldn't even be able to tell that he's changing gears. Pisses me off. Any other worse driver would have gotten us there 10 minutes ago. So, you ever go bowling before? Yeah, a couple of times. Were you any good? I think so. Out of me and the couple of friends that I went with, I usually did the best. So I better watch out? Is that what you're saying? I think that I was 14 at the time. But yes, maybe you should. What about... I yawned through my nose. How about you? Are you a secret bowling champion? This is my first time, actually. But I might be. You never know. Could be. It's been like this. Ever since Ian returned from his sick days, nothing but limp, non-starter half conversations. We just can't get a groove going. I keep thinking back to what Andrew said. It's gonna be weird if you don't address it. Would it though? Kurt certainly didn't seem to give a shit about how many boners I pop in public. I don't think anything's different between me and Ian either. I mean, he invited me to come hang out with him. That means that we're cool, doesn't it? Fucking Andrew. I keep catching myself holding my breath, and I doubt that it's only because Ian had overdosed it with the fake new car smell. I bet it's all in my head. Would have just been fine if it weren't for Andrew bossing me around. Doesn't that obstruct your field of vision? Huh? Oh, the charms? Yeah, a little bit. It was fine until the dream catcher. My mom got it for me when the semester started. You like them? It's my collection. You sure have a bunch of them. Let's see. You've got a shamrock, a horseshoe, a bunch of crucifixes. You aren't religious, are you? My family's Catholic, technically, but I hadn't seen the inside of a church since, it's been a while. Alright, then what about... I squint at the swinging amalgam. The medal with St. Paul on it? It's a St. Christopher medal. He is the patron saint of travel. Classic car decoration. Creepy eyeball things. They're... Nazars? Evil eyes. You see them a lot in Middle East. Why would you hang them in your car? It's considered good luck. Basically, the belief is that everyone on Earth is constantly thinking bad thoughts about one another. Like jealousy and stuff. And then when you think bad stuff about someone, that attracts the evil eye to gaze at them, which brings them bad luck. The Nazar is there to neutralize it. It's like an eye for an eye thing, get it? Lots of really interesting traditions surrounding those. Sounds a bit misanthropic. Are you constantly thinking bad thoughts about me? Only sometimes, Spencer. These are all good luck charms, huh? They are. Well, sort of. The dream catcher isn't. And you believe all that stuff? Nah, not really. They're all trinkets that they use to sell to tourists. Wouldn't complain if any of those sent some positive energy my way, though. Right. So, were you always into the occult, or...? Good luck charms aren't the occult, Spencer. Are ghosts? A few years now. I know it sounds like schlock, but this area gets a lot of paranormal activity. Incident rates shot through the roof just last year. Jesus. It's worse than I thought. And I'm part of these incidents, aren't I? I saw your dead body. I don't know if... How could I make that any more clear? Best not to make me angry, Ian. If I'm really a ghost, I'll take vengeance by whooping your ass and bowling. I'll keep that in mind. We ride in silence for a minute. A row of student motorcycle drivers wearing matching orange jackets overtakes us. That was a nice stretch of conversation. I feel my shoulders relaxing already. Nothing weird is going on between us. Just a couple of dudes talking about the undead. Sorry for being a jerk about it. Eh? Ah, don't worry about it. You're nothing compared to what my family thinks of my little hobby. I'd imagine. So you just woke up one day and decided to become a ghost hunter? Sort of. I went online and started reading. It's all on the forums these days, you know. Only the most reliable source. Oh, you wouldn't believe the amount of garbage people put out there. Any 13-year-old with a computer and a set of fingers wants to write the internet's next great ghost story. Some of them are really cool, actually. But they are what they are, you know, stories. After a while, you learn to tell them apart from, like, real accounts. Sounds, time-consuming. I had a lot of free time during high school. Right, that's what I thought. That's another thing that has been gnawing away at the back of my mind. And there won't ever be a better opportunity to bring it up. Better handle it delicately. Is that when you had your accident? Oh, for fuck's sake. Andrew, you dickbag. Sorry. Andrew told me about it. He said that you wouldn't mind if I knew. We were talking about your tail. I'll shut up if you don't want me to talk about it. I don't care. It's just that... His speech slows down to a soft monotone. You kinda sprung that up on me there. How much did Andrew tell you about it? Just that you were hospitalized and are still recovering? Please don't tell me that you're going to die in a year or some shit. Just like Andrew to leave that part to me, I suppose. You want to hear how it went down? Damn, I really did walk into my own carefully laid trap there. No more questions. Never again. I just want to roll some balls down a lane, have a good time. Hit me. He tightens his grip around the steering wheel as he takes air in. It happened after I got my learner's permit. My brother, Lucas, was watching over my driving from the passenger seat. I don't remember this, but I'm told that I rolled us into a ditch somehow. All in broad daylight. Anyway, I woke up a couple of days later unable to stand up. Apparently, it's a fucking miracle that today I'm able to walk at all. Lucas didn't survive. Jess, holy shit, take your turn. Oh my god, Becky, get on my back. Can't you see I'm making a drink? Bitch, you've been making a drink for the past hour. Becky. Rebecca. Becky. Tiny bear, pink nails. Becky. Her friend, the dog with the nose ring, is Jess. And then there is Todd Hopkins, who's inexplicably also among Ian's friends. That's all of them. I think I'm safe. Safe from the hypothetical situation where one of them decides to quiz me on their own name. Did you guys speak to your guy, by the way, Ian? Oh yeah, I did. Okay, he said that we'd have to speak to the head of the math faculty. Though I got the impression that our chances aren't that great. Apparently, introduction courses are all standard or something. No duh, but like half the class failed, Ian. If it's so standard and we still all failed, it could only mean Professor Collins sucks at teaching. That's not our fault. I guess there's no harm in getting a meeting arranged. We're divided into 2 lanes. Ian, Becky, and Jess are in one lane, and the other are me, Todd, and Kurt. Bowling always goes a little faster than you think, so we all spaced out our turns by hanging out at the little seat area next to the balls. It's worse than hell. These overgrown high schoolers have no hobbies or interests outside of what's new on TV. Right now, the only reason that they're plotting to get the statistics professor fired is because they temporarily ran out of gossip about who I assume are the other people in our class. How did you do? Oh, she's talking to me. I did bad. Yeah, but like, how bad? I failed Becky. Coming out of my mouth, her name may as well be the name of a Filipino dish. Ugh, yeah. But what was your score? 12. Wow. Nice. Out of 100? Appreciate your input, Ian. What's up? It's your turn. I probably should have cleared it with Ian whether I could let Kurt tag along. Hope nothing happened between them. Kurt's presence here is the only thing keeping me from losing my mind. I pick out my favorite ball. It's blue and heavy, has a large number 14 engraved on it. I like the way that it sounds when it hits the floor. My balance wavers for a moment as I step onto the old parquet. They didn't have my shoe size. Well, actually they probably did, but the lady at the counter had enough tact not to suggest the kids section. My strategy is flawless. Aim for the third pin right of the center, but keep your eyes on the left corner of the lane. The ball's weight determines the speed at which I cock my arm backwards. I step forward. I let go. And Becky and just giggle at me from the other lane. I'd have probably done better if my hands weren't absolutely freezing. God, what's with the air conditioning in this place? My shirt collar digs into my neck, soaked in sweat. Wow, whatever. It's not like I could do any worse. Like, seriously. Didn't you say that you were good at this? I was great when I was 14. The girls laugh again. No, go back and listen to their later albums. Are you thinking of Rusty Cage or something? Most of it is more like Black Hole's Son. That could be it. All of their stuff is slow and weird like that. Don't get me wrong, it isn't a bad song. Just, not my thing. And if they really need to package it in some shitty best of album along with the fucking Guitar Hero 6, just get it online like a normal person, dude. Is it my turn? Yeah. What? You holding up okay? I'm good. Cool. I'm glad that these two found some common language. When we got here, I was worried that my entire lane was gonna sit in complete silence for the entire night. Hell, if it wasn't for Kurt, I'd probably have to strike a conversation with Todd, and Todd is a bit, Everyone knows Todd. He's kind of doing his own thing. Whatever his own thing might be, it makes him incredible at tossing a ball. Ian, Jess, Becky offer their compliments. Kurt silently claps twice. Hey, I'm gonna go out for a smoke after my turn. You wanna come? What? And make it even more obvious to everyone that the only reason that you're here is so that you could babysit me? I'll pass. Suit yourself. Before Todd has a chance to come back, I slink over to Ian's lane. We set up a little drink table on a chair that we borrowed from the cafeteria. The staff didn't seem to mind the booze that these children brought in, so I doubt that they care. I pull a fresh cup from the sleeve and loudly open a can. Half a cup of Red Bull, half a cup of vodka, right? That's how it goes. Fuck, having a hard enough time concentrating as it is. Your turn, Spencer. I'm gonna take a piss. So Spencer. Holy shit, my heart skipped a beat. Where did he come from? I heard some rumors about you. Rumors? What kind? About you coming back from the dead. Oh, thank God. It's only that. What about it? You want to know the secret to eternal life? Ian thuds his ball back onto the rack in the corner of my eye. No one has yet to confront me about this nonsense other than him. I'm just kidding. It wasn't me. It's just some guy that looks a lot like me. We've never met. David Johnson, right? My chest tightens for a moment. Can't tell if it's because of that name or heartburn. Right? You're familiar with the case? Male, roughly our age, found dead just outside the institute due to a health problem attack. Is that what you're about to tell me? That's what the police say. Do you believe the police? Where are you going with this? I know you and Ian are friends. Right. I get what you're saying. Let me show you something. Hey Jess, do you know any David Johnsons? Both girls glare at him. No. Becky? No. Ian doesn't either. Isn't that right? So what? There was a couple thousand students here. You can't expect everyone to know everyone. Or are you about to tell me that you've hacked into the school records somehow so that you could check? The flimsy plastic cup pops as my hand tightens around it. Breathe. Don't get worked up. You've thought this over 1,000 times. Kurt knows him. What? Kurt knows David Johnson. Isn't that right, Spencer? He was friends with David. We could ask him. We could. That's one entire person who knew this guy. And whoever wrote the article, and the police, and... Don't play coy. You know better than anyone that that article was a cover-up. If it wasn't a murder, he waggles his finger at me. Would not be here bowling with us. What's that supposed to mean? Leave him alone, Todd. Yeah, Todd. You're going a bit too far. Spencer had nothing to do with anything. Just let it go. Really? Really? After all this time? Yes. After this time stuff, the poltergeists and the poem. That's... Ian's voice cracks. Pardon me, that's right. Todd's eyes skitter from me to Ian, and from Ian back to me. Boy, am I glad that Ian decided to feel this one. The pressure between my eyes makes it hard to follow whatever this guy is accusing me of. I think... You know, I think I know what's going on. You got too close. Excuse me? Yeah, I think I get it. You're always hanging out with him these days. And the murder isn't the only thing that I've heard about him. Again with the pointing. Hey, what? You know what I'm talking about. Eric tells me that you've been to the Freeman Run too. What are you saying? You know what I'm saying. No judgment, man. You do you. Easy now. Hey. I'm out of cigs. Gonna find a gas station. You fellas need anything? Todd remained quiet until we finished his set. Then, without saying a word, he left. Over the course of the rest of the evening, Ian and I exchanged only a couple of words. The ride home was heinous. Not only had I endured the silence, but I almost lost the battle against barfing my guts out all over his car. For a moment there, I thought things were gonna be normal. Maybe they are. Maybe I'm envisioning a platonic ideal of what normal is that may never be attained. I suppose it was only a matter of time until people found out about my love for cock. And it makes sense that once that happened, someone would offhandedly use it against me. It happened before, and it will happen again. It sucks, but it makes sense. What doesn't make sense is how we got there. Almost sounds like something a paranoid Alzheimer's patient would come up with, doesn't it? Is Ian part of some kind of group of paranormal investigators? Is that where he knows Todd from? And were they investigating me? This is no big deal. It's fine. Do I care? They were probably the ones spreading the rumors. I don't care. I can't care. When Todd was throwing accusations around, I felt bad for Ian and felt nothing for me. This is between Todd and Ian. I don't care. Almost feels like I should care. Like I should take the blame for this. Andrew did warn me something like this would happen, in his annoying cryptic way. But that doesn't make sense either. Whatever had happened in the run has no relation to what happened just then. I didn't choose for Ian to study me like some kind of zoo exhibit. I didn't choose for him to get yelled at because he wasn't supposed to get too chummy with me. That's it. If I'm reading the situation right, of course. Says a lot about me, doesn't it? That's all of them. Every person that tried to get close to me here has some kind of ulterior motive. Kurt's there because I promised that I'd help him out with his revenge plot or whatever. I only see Andrew once a week, but he's not even trying to hide he's been spying on me for who knows how long. And now it turns out Ian's got something shady going on as well. Just how much of a coincidence is it that Ian and Andrew know one another? Didn't even think about that. Must be that unattainable platonic ideal again. Maybe people never befriend each other without a clear goal in mind. Maybe I'm the dumbass for never having noticed something that's clear as day to everyone else. I just want to hang out without getting dragged into doing everyone's dirty laundry. Is that too much to ask for? Funny how you could feel nostalgic for the life that you had only a few months ago. Back in high school, I'd yearn for the day that I'd finally get to enter the real world. I was promised that in the real world, things are normal. Certainly seemed normal before I got here. I go to the photo lab every day, say hi to Sally and William, talk to the customers all day and leave. No murders, no conspiracies, no finger pointing. No fear that every new person that you meet knows you're a fruit. Spencer! You fell asleep in here? We're doing the resume workshop next. Feeling sorry for myself won't get me anywhere. If there's one thing that's for certain, it's that I've taken my time with it for far too long. I gotta put my foot down. I'm not gonna get dragged into anyone's weird shit ever again. How is that not a problem? Do you think that it's bad that it's supposed to be an industry standard to open your resume with lies? I mean, sort of. But if everyone is on it, it's not really a problem, is it? It's a waste of time is what it is. And it's right there at the top of the page, as if it's the most important bit. Isn't that what the teacher said? Oh, I'm a highly motivated self-learner, upstarter, pull myself up by my bootstraps perfectionist. All of those other applicants said the same fucking thing about themselves, but me, I'm different. God, I couldn't have retained more than 10% of that last workshop. You'd think the high pay grade industry professionals would do a better job than college profs in keeping me engaged. The good news that they had been the last workshop for today. The bad news, now I'm expected to just spend a couple of hours trying to impress recruiters for jobs that, as a freshman, there's absolutely no way in hell that I'd land. Most of the recruiters have been there for hours too, giving the same spiel over and over, all for the tiny chance to snag a genius that's dumb enough to work for a minimum wage. There's too many people here. I feel a headache coming on from all the noise. That's either that or the pollen or something. I swear my head never felt this stuffy back home. On top of it, the weather's been changing, and I'm shivering despite my allegedly warm shirt. In fact... Achoo! Gesundheit. Hey. How are you all doing? Hi, Andy. Hey. Andy. Andrew, please, if you don't mind. No promises. How's it going? Work treating you right? Only the usual. Coordinating all the third parties that have been quite a challenge, but it should proceed smoothly here on out. Sounds awful. Let's say that I'm grateful to have been allowed to take the rest of the day off. You two know each other? We do. Kurt graciously helped me out with errands a couple of times last year. One of his council pals got on my ass for not letting the gate guard harass me, and I had to do menial labor for Andrew as some kind of fucked up penance. All students need to show their IDs when they enter the institute, Kurt. Especially the ones that get profiled by the guard. What about you? Huh? Oh, Andrew was friends with my brother. Ah, getcha. Cool. I rubbed my eyeballs for the 100th time today. Hate how my mind automatically goes there. There's no conspiracy. I'm not the center of the world. They all just kinda knew each other from before I met any of them. In fact, I bet that I'd started feeling pretty left out if I had anything at all to say. Hey Andrew, wanna grab some lunch with us? Sorry Spencer. No can do. Kurt and I have a small matter to attend to in a bit. What kind of matter? Oh, they're gonna commit a crime. Yeah. Makes sense. We are not. In either case, we better head out. Let's have lunch another time, Spencer. Yeah, later. Bye. Ian and I walk all the way out of the Institute's south gate. I have no idea why this place is still considered part of the campus, but what I do know is that the sandwich shop here sells all the same sandwiches from the cafeteria does, except $1 cheaper. We paw at a couple of tastefully arranged stone benches in a nearby park. Unfortunately, they all seem to be wet from the rain, so we elect to just take a stroll instead. Between the job fair and the cold weather, the campus out here is almost eerily quiet. A crow caws overhead. This is quite a ways away that you took me, Spencer. Ian sticking his claws into the sandwich wrapper looking for a spot where it would be easy to tear. I think he knows why I brought him here, and I think he can tell that I know he does. Despite ample preparation time, I couldn't come up with how to phrase whatever this is. My jaws clench shut, and I have to rest my sandwich against my hip so that he wouldn't be able to see that my hands are shaking. Something on your mind? Ooh. Ha. Okay. Deep breaths. Let's do this. A couple of things, actually. He takes a casual bite of a sandwich. You know, we don't have to do this. I can just apologize. I fucked up. I acknowledge that. And I'm really sorry. Really, really, you know. Damn. Way to blow the wind out of my sails. At least now I'm sure that both of us are on the same page. No, we gotta. There's some nuance to it. Let's not... Ugh. It's gonna be weird if we leave this issue unresolved. We're grown-ass adults. Let's do this. Leave this issue unresolved? Huh? Did Andrew set you up with this? He did, yeah. Better get this over with before my throat completely seizes shut. Okay. So, first thing. During the run... I noticed that you were acting, kinda, strange, I guess? Wait, what are we talking about? Are you... Hang on a moment. I was hunched over because my back was killing me. I don't want to know what kind of weird stuff you and Andrew were talking about that prompted this. But he told you about my back, right? That's not... You know about my back. You told me about it yourself. Great. Cool. Misunderstand it the worst way possible so that I have to spell it out, will ya? No. I'm not talking about, you. Then what? Andrew set you up with this? Dear Jesus. Could he not have cleared it with me first? Holy shit. Spencer. I'm sorry for looking at your ass like maybe 4 or 5 times. In my defense, your ass is lovely. Please do not take it the wrong way. What? What? This is stupid. He's even worse than I am. could just tell him, apology accepted, and that will be that. But then, it would be the same as if I hadn't brought it up at all. Okay, deep breaths. Is my ass the only thing you saw? Ooh, why are we talking about this? I said I'm sorry. So you did. Ian sucks air in through his teeth. It was really hard to miss, okay? You're absolutely shameless, you know that? Why didn't you even try to hide it or anything? I guess I think I'm running a fever. At least the shivering stopped. You know how people in public showers would intentionally get a half chub so that it wouldn't look like their dick is small? Excuse me? Yeah. No, they don't. They totally do. And I thought that, yeah. Sorry about that. That's what I wanted to say. For a while, we each chew on our respective sandwich. Ian's must taste fantastic because he's shoving as much of it as possible into his mouth with every bite. Mine tastes like nothing. I forgive you, I guess. Though, what an insane thing to apologize about. It really is. I mean, Andrew asked me to, you know? I wonder about that. Hey, Spencer. What's up? You said that you had a couple of things that you wanted to talk about. Yeah. Can I ask you something before that? Shoot. What's your opinion on men? Gay. Bye. Glad that that's out of the way. How much of Thursday do you remember? What do you mean? I wasn't that drunk. Sure did look like you were about to die. So what about it? That's the other thing that you wanted to talk about, right? Yeah. How much of what Todd said was true? I finally get my breathing under control and my chest relaxes. After the past few minutes, I doubt anything Ian's going to say will wind me up. He's crumbling up his empty wrapper and straightening it back out, probably trying to come up with the right words. I can wait. It's smooth sailing for me. So, when you came back from the dead at my store, I told a couple of friends about that. Todd is one of them. We met online back in the day. And I guess they got the impression that we knew one another, so they encouraged me to hang out with you. You know, to keep tabs. Sounds pretty evil now that I'm saying it, but... Look, I wasn't hanging out with you just so that I could write reports or whatever. I genuinely think that you're cool, alright? And for whatever it's worth, I hadn't peeped a word about you since, Don't worry about it. Huh? Yeah, I forgive you. We're cool. What do you mean? What does he want me to say? That I don't want to make a big fuss over it because then it's gonna be awkward as hell whenever we have class together for the next 3 years? I decided that I don't care is all. As long as I'm not, an active project of yours, I don't care. Can you promise me that? Can you not promise me that? Of course I can promise you that. I fucking pinky swear it, Jesus. Then what's up? This sucks. For me, I mean. You being cool with me being shitty and you confirming that, it's like the perfect storm of suck. But, you know, okay, you're right. Andrew's right, I guess, technically. Alright, grown adults, right? I'm gonna say something. After we both acknowledge it, I want both of us to forget it, so that we could move on with our lives. In either way, it's better that you hear it from me instead of from Andrew or Todd or whoever. I'm listening. Ian takes a big, dramatic breath. Remember what Todd said about how I got too close? That wasn't a lie. Don't worry about it though, alright? I'm not an idiot, Spencer. I can tell you aren't interested. I wasn't even ever going to do anything, and you being into dudes doesn't change that. I just hope that we can still be friends. That's actually where I'm gonna leave it for today. So, they finally sort of got it out in the open. Kind of funny, I guess. Also the whole thing about Spencer being dead but isn't dead but is dead. It kind of makes me feel like perhaps he did die, but like this version of Spencer didn't die. So now there's two versions of Spencer in this world. One that was killed and then one that just sort of popped out. I'm wondering if the tunnel perhaps makes like a copy of the people, maybe? If so, then perhaps there is a copy of Kurt as well. We haven't really seen this copy unless they're like hiding. And this is technically happening within like the course of a few days. It's not like spread out over weeks or months, right? Not really sure yet. But yeah. There's also the revelation that this Fisher person looks strikingly similar to Spencer. They're old enough that they could probably be Spencer's dad. But if we recall, Spencer's dad is dead. Unless it turns out that he isn't actually dead. So yeah, there's a lot of weird little things going on, obviously. What else? I'm wondering if the name 922 has any real significance or if it's just a normal sort of like when the game started, but like, are we gonna go back to 922? Like that one of the chapters is gonna go like rewind back to 922, the day that he woke up and we find out that he died or something? Well, I guess those questions will be answered in a later date. Also, it turns out that all of that was just chapter 7, I believe. Yeah. So chapter 8, comes after that. So I'm assuming the rest of the chapters are going to be much longer. So yeah. Woo, content. But yeah, so look forward to more of 922. And yeah, so write down in the comments what you think so far of the story, what you think is actually going on, what your theories are, and I'm pretty sure somebody's gonna say that, oh, this reminds me of such and such game. Write that down in the comments, because of course there's gonna be one of those comments if there isn't already. And thank you all for watching / listening. If you would like to play 922 yourself, you can do so by going down into the link in the description, which will have a direct link for the itch.io page where you can download the game and play it yourself, or just go to itch.io.com and search 922. If they have any form of support, because I still haven't checked, I will be linking that down in the description where, if you want to support them, then that should have a link to that. If not, then oh well. I don't remember if they did. I actually don't think they did. I think it was just sort of like a thing that they were doing on the side. But yeah, so anywho, so all other pertinent links will be down in the description, along with, you know, the channel member link in case you want to watch these videos as they're being scheduled before everyone else does, before it goes public. And Ko-fi, in case you want to support me through there instead, or, you know, Throne, in case you want to buy me something nice. Buy me a candy bar. Something. I'm just saying. Anyways, but yeah, so I guess that's it for now, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.